Just give it a minute just to load the things. This, if you see, I have went to one of the area that is known as product information management, which we call it as product data hub, where we maintain the item information, right? As Oracle was developing, they have started to make the things more and more interactive, right? So this, the screen which you see, just if you can note down the word, this we call it as infolet actually. Reason of calling it as infolet and the things what it can do is like your dashboard actually. That is your home dashboard which you see, but this is specific to product data hub dashboard. Similarly, we have procurement dashboard also. What is a dashboard? So suppose this will give you an overall picture. Right now I think we do not have anything here, but moving forward I can show you in procurement also. What we call it as a dashboard is, here I can see entire details. So given an example, suppose we have purchase requisition. Let me just try if I can log into SCM. If this user is working, then I can show you from SCM point of view. SCM IMPL. Yep, it's working. Oh, procurement right is also the same from here. Perfect. This will be more clarity in that picture. Yeah, perfect. Guys, can you see my screen? Hello, is my screen visible, guys?
Yes, yeah, we can see yours.
So this was what I was trying to come into picture. This is something which we call it as infolet, right? So this actually graphically pie charts and line chart are something that helps you to identify the information is much more manner, right? So with cloud, Oracle has started to give the picture and much more interactive screens to the user. So this is one of an screen. This we call it as order management dashboard. If you would have seen it, I can re-navigate to you to this. I wanted to show you from an SCM standpoint what is this infolet all about. So I went to order management tab, click on this tab. We call it as style. Just let the page load up for a minute. So if you can see here, what are my open order? What is the total count? What is the total amount? A more interactive thing, which was not there much in EBS, but this has become much more easier for the user now. This is like infolet. This is also, I'll tell you, this is much more customized as well. This can be customized, but depends. This is also a thing which is comes under security console team. You have a right, you have a system. We have that page also with sandboxes where we can do that. You can do that. We can show you that also. That's where I can show you in the next upcoming session also. But let's have a first a feel. But I'll show you how to customize this also. Depend upon the organization, because some of the companies would not want. No, I don't want to see pie chart. Show me a line chart. That also we can do. But this is an infolet screen. What we mean by infolet is that it gives you overall picture what is going in order management. So if you see here, what are the orders past 14 days? So here, if you can see the one which are marked in yellow. So gives me an overall picture in a form of a pie chart, conductive information, which we can see here. There's an option also available. Let me show you this. So this will copy it. Yeah, correct. Perfect. So here, if you have scrolled down, what are my draft orders which are in errors? So you can see order validation is required for this. There's one order which is requiring order transformation. 56 are in the fulfillment tasks. 18 are the one which are in fulfillment process. So giving you an over picture, if you see here, these are the orders in hold. So if you can see hold for change requests, some of the orders are pending due to approval. There were changes made, it was resubmitted. Credit chart check hold is there. If the credit card details are not correct on that, it's still holding. Pricing details are not correct. Reason for showing this is as an because we are going into more into Fusion, we are understanding more of the Fusion terminology. You can even show your clients on whenever you work on the project that here is the details where you can see commutative information. It helps, and also as a person, as a user, client also gets a good information. This was not available much in our EBS environment because that was not there as a part of the screens, were not that much mature. But here, if you can see, Oracle as a cloud environment has come up with a beautiful screen where what are the orders which are pending, what are the details which are there. I can see as a user, if as a supplier I log in, if I can see, okay, my this three are the negotiation which are pending on me. I have to deal with that. That becomes much easier, and notification is the way. So main ideology of having infolet is makes an interactive screens for you actually, and this is something which helps you to have quick responses also. If I see, okay, the count of my fulfillment line is getting increased, I need to respond to that actually. If I see orders which are in error are a very big amount, I need to respond to that. It depends upon you how you want to customize your dashboard. Some of the option depends upon the user. If you can see here, I want to hide this, I don't want to see it, depends on you. But overall, sandbox is the place where we customize this. Also, to be frank on this, Oracle has not still provided complete control to the user that they can control the screen, but some of the functionalities are available. So if you see, I have still not navigated to create order page where I'll create an order. I'm still only on the dashboard. This is just an overview section which we have. I'll take a halt here if anyone has any queries, any regard for this particular infolet. But just remember the word. Whenever anyone asks you that what is this under order manager, what is the screen? So you can say that this is order manager in infolet, which is you see. Infolet is the main term actually for this. I'll take a halt here. Anyone has any queries, any doubts?
So infolet and dashboard more are the same, both are same, or else is there any difference between them?
Infolet is more of a configuration part also. Like that can be, why not say it as configurable part, is something which we can customize. Dashboard is something which we cannot customize much actually, because that is being seen by all the user. Infolet is something which you can customize through sandboxes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So they have two types. We can call it as two types of thing. Home dashboard is something which is a home screen part, right? Which you see right now. This
Yep.
is under a section which you see, order management. Similarly, we'll see it under procurement section also.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
But reason for showing this was like whenever you have some client interaction, you can show the screen. This will give them a much more of confidence. Oh, Fusion has come up with this area. This is something which is new to see, which was not there earlier actually. All the information, all the details are there. What is the amount, open fulfillment. So we are still we are in a halfway path. Reason being, I wanted to stretch the thing from scratch actually. Know each and every basic fundamental thing. I would have by far started from create order, but knowing this section also is really important, because moving forward, when you have a client interaction or you have a interaction with, so you know the things. Okay, this is the dashboard where I can explain the client that see here, because this is something which is really helpful. To be frankly, for reporting purpose, it's really helpful actually. Although we have OTBI BI reports available, but for reporting and for a user person, because amount and how the quality of this Oracle delivers is really important. And this is their one of a deliver which have they started with Infolet. With I'll tell you, when this came up around from 18A, 18B, their Infolet was not into that much into practice. They had only two checkboxes, I'll say you. They had simple screen, but with the past, this is the latest version which we are seeing. So upon the latest version, they have enhanced the things a lot actually, and come up with some beautiful screens, so having more interactive things with the user. But that was my aim, to show you a dashboard how it looks like. We still how creating our orders. This is the first screen which Oracle introduced. If you would have seen there in EPS, what happened is there's a hyperlink. I click on this buyer work center. 3 sections started. I click on this, it opens a form directly, right? Becomes a very much monotonous thing which was there. But with Fusion, what we have come up with is Fusion has started to give more interactive screens to a user, and they can navigate to it, they can work on it, they can understand the environment as well as a person or an implementator. Our jobs become much easier. Right? Okay, you can see here the past due. I don't have to search a query out of it. This is the one for you. Just go to the screen, show them, basically. So this was our main agenda of today's session. I'll keep a halt here. I'll take 5 minutes if you have any queries, any question. But main task of today was navigating to the cloud environment, understanding basic terminology. So where till we went is we understood today. I'll just fall back that we went to the security console team. Security console area. We understood many of the things. We understand this dashboard. Okay, what options I have, right? As a form, I know this is a search option, this is a notification option, this is my favorite bar setting up option, this is like my normal taskbar where I can see all the things. Similarly, I saw what I saw is how is the quick action link available, what are my tiles available under a section. So you know the navigation now. If I need to go to tools, I need to first go there, click on this tool, then only I can see its corresponding. This is a header section and corresponding line section, which is there with me, right? So just an overview of how an environment looks like. You're getting a feel of it. Let's start to have a feel of it. Okay, now this is a screen which I've already seen. I know where to go, I know how to control the things, I know what is configurable, what is not. Most of this is like more of understanding the application. We're still like in a midway of starting with the configuration or main part, how the configuration would move forward. But understanding a screen, understanding a simple terminology, helping them, because sometimes what I believe is making a base strong is really, really strong. I would have started with creating an order supply, that is fine. But basic things, this is some things which we can demonstrate to the our end user also, that this is what Oracle has built. This is a new chain. And I also suggest my uh, fellow parts is that always have, there's a site which has demo.oracle.com. New releases comes, so Oracle publishes a document. Reading about that also knows, okay, this has changed, infolet this has come up with a practice. That is really, really important actually. But starting from scratch, understanding links, understanding the navigation is a very, very important things for us, because this helps you to understand the application, but have becomes more interactive. We know in EBS we have steps to follow, this is the way. But cloud has come multiple ways. It depends upon how the path you choose. The notification which I was explaining, if you have known about notification, you can easily take an action instead of going, okay, go to tools, go to supplier portal, click on that purchase, search for a supplier, then approve it. Why to take a time? I have a notification, approve it. Similarly, we know as a small thing, we know the search bar option is there, but I told you that this is still, if you can just show you, this will take, I'll tell you, let me search. I give a search, it takes time actually. Cash balance, so this is not what I want, right? I'm still have to search for multiple. Internally starts a search. I wanted to go to cash management, but I'm not able to get to that because it's not able to search that for me, right? So this we know, as we navigate, you as you understand the application, this is what I told. This is still into a development part. Where is the navigation? If we have the navigation, it should allow me to go to search cash management, right? That is an option. If I go to cash, I'll select, it shows only my cash balances, right? So different limitation which is there. So you know, as a person, so you know, I have to, whenever I give a demo or I understand a thing, I will not go to this area to hit, because I know that this is something which Oracle is still working on, correct? So we know the things, we know, understand the tools thing, we know, okay, this is the area which is there. And in our upcoming session, that is tomorrow, we'll start with the, this is a security start task which I have started, but we'll create one role. Actually, we'll create a one custom role, we create a user in tomorrow's session, and then we'll start with our common configuration. So that will take around 30 minutes initially, because you know now the where to navigate. I'll show you creating a role, and secondly we'll show how to create a user also, because we have administrator, right? And tertiary, we'll start with the common configuration for this supply chain. And I'm a believer, like we follow live project examples. Okay, we'll take a company XYZ, suppose Indian company XYZ, and we'll see, okay, this is their requirement. I'll give you a scenario. So I'll prepare a scenario. So, okay, this company has this requirement, how to deal with that, how we can do it, what are the capabilities, because Oracle too has some limitation. Understanding this thing that where to say no is really important. If we accept everything from a client, okay, no, this will be okay. Can you do that? No, but we need to know that is the possibility because we are the implementation part, right? We are the people who will implement, will configure the things. So that will be our main question, and I'll mix up the things. I'll not say mix up the things. I'll say more of the things. I'll make a scenarios for you guys. We'll make a scenario. Okay, this is XYZ company coming up to me. They're asking me to configure locations. How to configure location? What is the best practice? How is the way as a implementation guys we can implement it? We can configure it quickly. That is also a skill actually. So I'll show you that. So that was from my side today. I'll buy you the 20 minutes and you can have a rest and take time. But thank you guys for joining a session. But I'll take a 2-minute pause. If you have any queries, any question, any feedback, just please feel free to for that.
Yeah, I have one question. Like
Sure.
in the start of the session, we were discussing like we will for implementation we will have 3 instances, right?
Correct, correct.
So generally, how do we merge those instances when we are done with the functional thing, or else we at the end we will select one instance and do all the things again, or what is the
So what
process we generally follow?
Correct, correct. I'll explain you. So generally what happens is this comes under SIT picture actually when we vote for SIT.
Yeah,
In that case, we have one instance where we follow the same step. Configuration happens first because that is
yeah,
the base, right?
yeah,
Secondly, then conversion happens. Then
mm,
happens the integration because until
yeah,
the data is available from conversion, how integration team will take the data. Correct. So giving initial practices for different instances because the first time when you start you do not know the data of the company or the organization, how does it looks. Giving
yeah,
a conversion team a different instances, even if they face issue, it will not disturb my environment, right? Like it will not create much issues for me if the data which is loaded is incorrect, if the data which is the field which was missing, right? If there was an information which was picked correctly. Even integration team, they have developed a API. They know they've because API has this URL start point there, right? And
yeah.
moving forward there. So they will know that this is the API, this is working for me, this will be work. So all if the instance changes, only they have to change the this link, right?
URLs. Yeah, okay.
Correct. Same goes with conversion. They in the multiple in instance if they load that they didn't understand. Okay, this will be the count. This company has a count of 40,000 purchase order. I need to
Yeah,
check whenever I go to gold instance or my main instance. This 40,000 should come there, right? Until apart we all that is a part like we face some issue, we get some, but we can resolve it. But giving them a feel starting directly from a main instance and single instance, multiple people are working, that becomes really tough actually. That's why we follow a culture where we have 3 instances. You do your initial brainstorming, understand the data, convert the data. You know the process. Okay, this is going. Conversion team know the process. As a configuration, we know. Okay, even we have a import export functionality also available in configuration. So I know this configuration is done. If there's some other instance, I don't need to copy it, paste it, copy, paste. So that becomes a much easier job. And avoids redundancy and avoids confusion also actually.
okay. And when we are moving to the production live
Mhm.
instance, do we
Mhm.
have a way to move all the setups to the instance
Yes,
or else?
yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So we have
Okay.
that import export functionality where when you export it, a zip file gets created from Oracle, right?
Okay.
So we have a task also here. I'll show you that task also moving forward, where we can extract the data, extract the configuration things and import it. So, but there's a thing that we have to do line by line. Location data cannot be merged with some other configuration. Location file has to be separate, has to be merged. Even what Oracle does it suppose there's a refresh, which you're getting my point, right?
Yes, yes, yeah.
So what happens is Oracle 2 refreshes the instance. So suppose it comes with a new instance, we can ask Oracle to make it an instance, a copy of this instance. So suppose I'll just give you an example.
Yeah.
These are 2 instances, right? I'll just suppose this is the different instance which I see.
Yeah.
EQs JZ, and this is
Yeah.
different. This is a new instance, which this is the instance which is getting refreshed. EQs JZ, right? I
Yeah.
can ask Oracle to make it a copy of ETIT. So
Yeah.
entire my configuration which was there in ETIT will get copied to EQJZ. I can ask Oracle for that to make a copy of this instance, because this is their administrator team job, Oracle team, right? So we can ask that also. But generally what happens is in a live project, we always ask for a fresh instance. Reason being, if there's suppose some mistake which is already done here, right? We have a right
Yeah.
to correct it in other instance. But that is also
Yeah.
possible that we can ask a copy for it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And generally, do we have any editor to view the data of the cloud database?
You have a right, that is reports and analytics, where you can query the data from the backend, but there's no procedure packages here in Fusion. Only select query works. I can show you that.
Oh, okay.
This is our like this will come in upcoming sessions for us, reports and analytics. Else I can show you that.
Okay. Apart from the reports analytics part, like do we have like a toad or something like where I
No, no,
can
no, 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 no.
connect to the cloud database and then access the data kind of thing?
So that in that case, you require a PaaS application or third party where you need to integrate through OIC cloud.
Oh, okay.
Because if you see here, other steps I'll explain you in moving session also, how to create a report, how to deal with it. You can see here the SQL query which I have. I'll just give a name.
Yeah.
Let's select the basic table. This is the one of the Fusion tables name.
Yeah. Okay.
Only select available. So if you can see, I have selected it and I click on view. It has provided me the data. So only you can see the data.
Oh, okay.
You don't have a right to update it. That has to be done through screen only, UI screen.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay.
But there are different functionality here. You can see export functionality. You can export the data, but there's nothing like create procedure, create packages in Fusion. That has been
Oh,
all been retarded actually.
got it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So that's it from my end, guys. Anyone has any other queries?
Hey Varun, Shantanu this side.
Yeah, Shantanu. Go, please go
So
ahead.
actually, what is sandbox instance? Like, is it
Mhm.
different from these three instances?
No, that's not. We call it as sandbox instance. We call it as sandbox. Actually, it's just like a page composer, if you see. So you would have seen uh, when I develop a page in some other application, right? We have a page composer is a thing which I can compose the thing, right? Similarly, right now, if you see, this is not a page. I cannot make here a dialog box, right? I can make a text box here, but you can go to sandboxes that I'll show you in moving session. You can click on, there's a link available, there's a role also for that. As a sandbox, the screen changes here and the screen becomes in a page composer mode. You can add a text box if you suppose. It depends actually. You cannot add any text box at all the screen. It depends upon the screen which is configurable actually, right? Giving an example, I'll tell you. This will make the things much. I'll just come back out of this area. Come on, yaar. Okay, let me re-log in. Okay. So, let me tell you one of the things. Let's go to create order. Okay. So I'm creating a sales order, right? You can see my screen. Okay. Hello, can you,
Yeah.
Chandra, can you see
Yeah.
my screen? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Suppose there's a client which comes to me. No, I see the screen, but I want the, when you are creating an order, there's one more field which I want to add, which is like source type, that from which is the, I want to know where this is particular order is getting created. Although suppose his requirement is in that way. You're getting my point, right? He want to add one more field. Now, as a person, I know as an implementer that there are only the page which are under Oracle rights are configurable, right? So this page is configurable. You can by seeing what comes under configurable list, reports and analytics does not comes under. All the pages which you see in tools does not comes under configurable sandboxes. Only the ones which you see in different tabs and management system comes under configuration, because security console will not allow. As a sandbox I can control that, but this is a page which comes under the configuration part. So as a user, if I'm getting a requirement that create one more field here, what I need to do is enable the sandbox. So sandbox, what does it does is change the view of this application and gives me a pencil option available. Actually, this is like a part of our future session which will come, and allows me to create a field. Actually here, once that is created, there's an option to publish a sandbox. Publishing a sandbox mean that will be making this screen visible to all the user. So that is the way we call it as personalization here in Fusion, or adding a field. So that is not a different instance, but a prior role, or we can say a privilege which is assigned actually.
Okay, got it.
So like a page composer, you get a pencil of icon will be available here. I'll just tell you that. If I can just check if this particular rules is there, or I'll add it after some time. Currently it's not there. I'll add it in the next session. I can add you for that. So that will be like configuring the part. We call it more of a more correct term for that, personalization of the fields, which we do.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other question, guys? Okay, then
So
I think.
Varun,
Yeah, sure.
I think I missed yesterday's session. So do we have any recordings for that? I can just go through that.
Yeah, sure. We have recordings for that. I'll just ask the admin team, then they can share the link with you. Actually,
Okay.
we
And
have.
in course of content, I just wanted to make sure one thing, that like, do we have a global order promising as well here?
Yes.
In this?
Yes.
Okay, great.
SCM completely we'll be covering.
Oh, okay.
Thanks. That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining the session.
Yeah.
It was nice. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thanks for
Thank you.
Thanks a
So
lot.
much.
Yeah.